During the latest endurance race at Fuji, BMW secured their best ever result in the World Endurance Championship. Across the event, the M Hybrid V8 showed genuine pace not just for the podium but for the overall win, and that performance gifted the German marque a fantastic result. So in this video, I will break down the details of how BMW M Team WRT secured second place at the 6 Hours of Fuji in 2024. Being on the podium at Fuji was a marvelous achievement, not just because of the level of competition in the hypercar class and the pace of the M Hybrid V8, but also because of how far BMW have come during their first ever season in the top class of the WEC. BMW is among 3 other manufacturers that have brought new hypercars into the series this year, which includes Alpine, Lamborghini, and Isotta Fraschini. While finding their footing in the WEC, BMW had an up-and-down start to the season. The Bavarian manufacturer lacked strong pace at Qatar, Spa, and Sao Paulo, while Imola was a highlight for the Belgian squad of WRT, with the number 20 car battling in the top 5 and eventually placing 6th overall at the checkered flag. At Le Mans, BMW's number 15 car went fastest overall in qualifying and showed decent pace in the race. However, following contact with the leading Ferrari in the night for the number 15 car and the second car having issues earlier on, the brand came away with 0 points at the French Classic in the hypercar class. BMW showed much stronger pace at COTA for Lone Star Le Mans, with both cars in points playing positions and the number 20 car even battling for the podium at one stage. And at Fuji, things would just get better for the M Hybrid V8 cars. Before the race got underway, BMW were proving that this was going to be their best event to date with this LMDH car in the WEC. BMW set the pace in free practice too with the number 15 car, and later on, after making it through from qualifying, in Hyperpole the same car with Dries Vanthoor behind the wheel qualified 3rd overall, achieving BMW M Team WRT's best grid slot to date. In fact, according to Sportscar 365, Dries Vanthoor reckoned that he could have been on pole if it wasn't for the Lamborghini SC63 blocking the Belgian racer on one of his laps. For the 6-hour endurance race, the number 15 BMW quickly moved ahead of the number 8 Toyota, which started on the front row, and with Marco Wittmann behind the wheel, the BMW moved into second place, just behind the pole-sitting number 2 Cadillac. With the race progressing, the number 15 BMW continued to close the gap and pressurize the leading Cadillac while simultaneously maintaining second place. And later on, the 2 cars at the front were joined by the number 6 Porsche Penske entry, which was also having a great race in the hands of Laurens Vanthoor, with the 963 performing really well here. And during the next pit stop, the number 6 Porsche was actually able to leapfrog the Cadillac, with the V Series R switching drivers, and it also got ahead of the BMW, therefore claiming the provisional lead of this race. Following the Porsche getting ahead, the number 15 BMW continued to stay in the podium positions in 3rd place, with GT superstar Raffaele Marciello now behind the wheel. But while battling with the number 2 Cadillac to try and reclaim second, the 2 cars got close together, which forced the Cadillac to go wide at turn 1. Thankfully for BMW, this didn't affect the number 15 car. However, the number 2 Cadillac did get a puncture and had to return to the pit lane, which therefore hurt the V Series R's chances to take the win. With the Cadillac now out of contention, if BMW were to challenge for this win, they would need to get the number 15 car ahead of the number 6 Porsche Penske, which was consistently out in front leading this race. By the way, if you're wondering where the second BMW was in all of this, unfortunately the number 20 BMW was having a very difficult race compared to the 15, despite showing decent pace. The number 20 BMW briefly went into the garage to fix the front after being involved in the second lap incident at turn 1, and later the number 20 BMW would be forced to retire from the event with problems later on in the race. Going back to the number 15 though, and the team and drivers were continuing to run a very well executed race with this car, with no reliability issues, and the entry was continuing to show strong pace. However, despite BMW having great pace with the number 15 car, the entry didn't seem to have enough performance to challenge and therefore overtake the race-leading number 6 Porsche, with the gap consistently hovering in between an average of around 8 to 14 seconds between the two German cars for the remaining laps of this race. Now, it's important for me to mention that towards the end of this race, there was a safety car that was brought out due to the contact between the number 5 Porsche and the number 7 Toyota, which eventually resulted in both cars being forced to retire. This would result in the field bunching up, with a chance of some position changes within the top 3, for both BMW to overtake the Porsche, as well as other cars to overtake the BMW and steal the podium place. However, thankfully for Team WRT, the number 15 BMW with Dries Vanthoor behind the wheel didn't lose a position and maintained second place to the checkered flag, for a remarkable achievement by BMW and Team WRT. The number 15 BMW, driven by Dries Vanthoor, Raffaele Marciello, and Marco Wittmann, would stand on the podium for the very first time, along with the number 6 Porsche Penske crew, which would allow the brothers Lorenz and Dries Vanthoor to stand on the podium together for the first time in the WEC. And the two teams would be joined by the number 36 Alpine crew, who, along with BMW, would secure their very first podium in the Hypercar Class with their new car, the A424. This was an impressive run by BMW in Japan, and this most definitely was their best outing in the WEC so far, with the number 46 BMW M4 GT3 even securing a podium finish in LMGT3, and remember, this car is the entry that Valentino Rossi drives. Securing second also allowed BMW to achieve their first podium with the M Hybrid V8 since the Battle of the Bricks event in IMSA in Indianapolis back in 2023, when one of the RLL entries finished third overall. Interestingly, this was also BMW's first overall podium finish at Fuji within an endurance race since 1999, when a Dome BMW V12 LM finished third overall during the 1,000 kilometers of Fuji event. So there you have it, BMW now officially have a podium finish in the WEC Hypercar Class, as the number 15 car did indeed achieve second place during this recent event at Fuji. What did you think of this result? And will there be similar results for the German manufacturer in the future of the Hypercar Class? Well, as always, feel free to let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. For more content on endurance racing such as the WEC and IMSA, consider subscribing if you haven't already. On screen, you'll find some suggested videos to watch next. For now though, that's it for me. You'll hear from me next in the following video.